It's a Conspiracy est fier d'être membre de Alberta Podcast Network, cultivé localement et soutenu par la communauté. Pour d'autres programmes amusants, consultez albertapodcastnetwork.com pour des émissions comme Makeshift Stories.
It's a conspiracy!
We are recording.
Season 3, Episode 20, Abalon. Welcome back, everyone, to the It's a Conspiracy podcast show. This is the podcast where we lay out the beliefs behind selected conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more. I'm your host, Andrew, and I do not claim to be an expert on anything we're going to discuss today, and will probably be wrong about everything because it's just starting to warm up, and I'm already uncomfortably hot. I don't know if you guys feel my pain. There was about a week in March where the temperatures were perfect, and now it's too hot.
You should just take your shirt off.
I'm a shirts on. Yeah. I'm a shirts on guy. It's hard to concentrate when it's
Well, and it's that time it's hard to concentrate when things are not clothed.
When it gets a little too sexy in here.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to focus, and then if everybody's all naked, it's like, oh, that's hard to. Righty then, if you'd like to see where we dug up whatever salty pretzels we're about to dig into, then please check out the resources in the episode description. Charlie works very hard and accepts you for where you are and for who you are. His big, beautiful heart is like a hotel. There's a room for everybody, and it's always Monday night, and Raw is always on. And he just loves you for who you are inside, and he doesn't judge you for your choices. Asterisk. I do have an asterisk down here.
So me anything.
He doesn't judge you on your choices. Asterisk. Unless you think a hot dog is a sandwich, that Superman has been interesting at any point in the almost century of literature, and if you're wearing sweatpants, even on your own at home by yourself.
Every man has to have a code, Andrew.
I'm being judged.
That's right. And we're a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network. Yay team, yay friends, yay no judge. You can check us out at itsconspiracypodcast.com. Our Twitter at Is It a Conspiracy? That's run by the social media influencer, the Irish Madman, who I don't think is a cilantro guy. We should have asked him before our episode last time, but he was a little annoyed when I even brought it up. Our Facebook group, our Instagram, It's a Conspiracy Podcast. That's run by Greg. Our email and our Patreon page, patreon.com/It's a Conspiracy. Goodness, Charlie.
Like that?
That was dope.
Now, joining the online distance communication time today is gorgeous Greg and Charlie the Scream. These extinct marine reptiles will interject as they see fit, and I do appreciate their digital distance company. Hot take
Who
for
you
both of you.
Extinct?
You're not extinct. You're just you're
I like to think of myself as the Galapagos iguana.
You're just around constantly.
Yeah, I'm on rocks. I can swim to different rocks, you know.
That's right. You spend time in the water, but that doesn't mean that you have to lay your eggs on land, and then you're a dinosaur. But that's why some of the marine reptiles fall out of that category. So both of you start laying your eggs on land. Yeah.
I'll lay my eggs wherever the hell I feel like it, Andrew.
It's 2021.
We need to point this out too, Greg. Before we started recording today, he said he had something in his eye, and that it was due to his long, beautiful eyelashes. So I just
yeah, that was like a good flex, bro. You're like, oh my god, I got these beautiful, long, luxurious eyelashes in my eye.
I don't know what's in my eye. It just must be because I'm so fucking handsome that my eyelashes have curled upon themselves to hide how beautiful we actually are.
Oh, don't be ashamed.
And my left eye is killing me.
Oh man. Well, I hope your eye feels better.
Looking at you guys, I might cry.
Oh, Greg. Now, Charlie, with a yeah or a nah, or maybe a meh, can you tell me if you've heard of either of these theories?
Yeah.
Number one, the sad story of Annie Jones.
Nah.
Okay. Number two, a Mandela Minute with Greg.
Ma?
Okay. And number three, the Black Archives.
Ooh.
Nah.
No. Okay. All right. Well, here's subject numero uno. The sad story of Annie Jones.
Hey, wait, can I try something?
Sure.
The sad story of Annie Jones. Is that a good thing?
I think we might need to get to introduce all of the...
I could do that. I could even crank it up more.
I think we might, yeah.
The sad story. No, that's too much. Let's go.
No,
with the
that's
first
too
one.
much good.
That's too much awesome. Turn it down.
The first one's good.
You're up here.
Okay.
We need you to bring it down to here. You're at 11. We need 8.
8, just a little bit. I'm a guitar player. I'm used to hearing that.
Just give it somewhere to go. That's all we're saying. Have either of you seen the film The Greatest Showman?
Did you say the film?
Yes, I have.
The film?
Film.
Yeah, film. It's a fun little Victorian era romp, and the delightful Hugh Jackman plays P.T. Barnum, and he's got a lovable band of scamps that he displays in a theater. He makes a lot of money. People come to see them. And then, of course, as Jeff Goldblum warned, the scamps escape. They run amok in London, tearing people apart, just ripping kids to shreds, and cause general mayhem. So a lot of fun there.
Oh, wait, hold on. Ripping kids to shreds? I don't remember that part.
You don't remember when the scamps escaped from the theater and ran through the city, and then the one kid was like, "I'm going to climb the electric fence," and he had.
Was this like Night of
seconds.
the Museum, where like it turns daylight and nobody can see them anymore? You know.
Wait, is this a musical?
There is music in it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know.
Not at the museum.
I know the film. No, not.
Anyways,
I did the
what are we
museum,
talking
the
about
musical.
here? Okay.
Go back on track.
1865, what a great year. A little girl is born. Her parents are shocked to discover that not only does she have a full head of hair, but she also has a full face of hair, a full beard right out of the gate. And I'm a little envious of this because I'm a growed up and I still can't have a full beard. So I'm like, why? Anyways, this movie makes it look as though that sweet little lady was about 18 or 19 when she was discovered, but in real life, her parents were a bit more entrepreneurial, and they put their baby, little Annie Jones, into P.T. Barnum's exhibition. So she was called the Infant Esau. How do I? Oh my! Here, let's just get a name. Esau There we go. Pronunciation. Boom.
Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Yeah, love.
Just a little throwback for those who.
Yeah, love.
Are you guys hearing this?
No.
Okay. No,
share
you're not seeing my. Okay. Wow. Like,
You
this
didn't
is the
study and
most
share it.
soothing pronunciation video I've ever seen. I'm just going to turn this back here. If you guys are, at first I thought it was just going to be like you guys were saying, Jatlov.
Yeah, love.
But this is the complete opposite. They got somebody else to do this one. This guy's like, well, I'll just play it. You guys can hear it.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this biblical character. He is the older son of Isaac, and he's mentioned in the book of Genesis. How do you go about pronouncing his name? Esau. Esau. Esau.
Esau. Okay, Esau.
Esau.
Wasn't that nice? Like that nice friendly guy. He's like, hey, look, give me a little hug. Here's a cup of soup.
a little too slow. You could speed it up a little bit.
But the other one was like, how do you pronounce Dyatlov? And it was like, Dyatlov.
Got
It
love.
was like a
right
punch
to
in
it.
the face.
Right to the firework factory.
So she was called the Infant Esau. And she was a legendary part of the show before she could walk. So I'm just going to show you guys a little picture of her here.
Is this the OG bearded lady?
No, it isn't actually.
God
But
dang.
we'll get to that. Holy, usually Greg's the one who jumps ahead and spoils everything.
Hey, sorry.
That's all right.
I've learned my lesson.
So here she is here.
Here she is.
Here she is.
No.
Oh,
Sorry, was that your part?
No, I really hope that they brought her in like that. That's mean, but that's really funny.
Here she is.
So she's about 6 or 7 in this picture, I think.
Wow. And
Yeah.
she can buy beer and smokes. No one's going to
Anyways,
quit.
I'm impressed.
I know that is a glorious beard.
That's like a good 3 months, 4 months that I have to put into that kind of thing.
Totally.
Dang.
Amazing. Just lush thickness. And you know beauty when you see it. You're burdened by beauty yourself. Like you know.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
You guys can-
eyelashes. What do I have to say?
You guys can see her around.
Her condition, it was likely known as something known as hirutism. This causes females to grow coarse hairs in a male-like distribution, and it is estimated in 2021 to affect about 5 to 10% of the population. And in fact, Annie Jones, as Charlie has already ruined, she was not the first bearded lady that Barnum had in his act. So the first bearded lady was Pastrana the Ape Woman. And she was a phenomenon from Mexico who toured with him for years before she died in 1860. After she died, Barnum had her corpse mummified, and she became a permanent part of the exhibition and continued to thrill families for years after.
I don't know what the cost of mummification is these days.
Yeah. But like it would be bizarre to be like, she died and here's her corpse.
Here she is.
Like if one of us should die, and I hope that doesn't happen, but it would be weird if we did these Zoom meetings and one of us was just a mummified corpse. Like, I don't know what the point would be.
Hasn't Russia been doing that with Lenin for like 90 years?
Fun little fact, the Irish madman has seen Lenin in his little, like, it looks like, he said it looked like the tube that Spock like got shot out into space. He's in one of those. It's made out of glass, and he's just lying there. And went to the, I think he's at the Kremlin, and he saw him.
You're gonna have to bleep out his name.
I'll have to beep out his name.
We'll have to beep that name.
Okay, I'll remember that. As Annie Jones grew up, she went from the infant Esau, named after the legendarily hairy brother of Jacob in the Old Testament, to Esau Lady, to the Bearded Lady. Her act eventually became a fascinating contrast to the image of the bearded lady. She would wear extravagant gowns, she sang, she played the mandolin, and she generally wowed the audience. So here's a picture of her where she's all growed up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she's got like the corset on, like you can see the kind of like little hat, like nice long hair.
Well, I assume one of the things of, proving that you're a bearded lady is trying to accentuate your figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just
to prove without a doubt that you're not just some guy with a...
What are you saying, Charles?
I mean, that's it.
Something to say for opinion time there.
I'm not projecting or anything, man. I'm just saying.
This is another one of her. Yeah, look at how long her hair is, too.
The hair.
Yeah.
You can donate that.
That's a couple of wigs right there.
That's a couple of wigs for sure. I think she had very, very long hair just again to accentuate the feminine qualities.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wild.
A postage stamp. The interesting thing is early photography. A lot of it is people like people that were in circuses and stuff like that, and prostitutes. So a lot of the early images you see are from like brothels and circuses. I love that. Like that's just
Beautiful.
So great.
Beautiful.
At the age of 15, Jones married Richard Elliott, the barker for the shows. He was the loud guy yelling at people on the street. Elliott, in his 40s at the time, he made an effort to conceal Jones's age, but eventually the truth got out. Everybody was rightly disgusted, and the couple were divorced. And at the time, a divorce was almost as shocking as a bearded woman. So they're like, not only does she have a beard, she's recently divorced. And people are like, oh, it's a monster.
That's crazy.
Barnum
loved it. He ate that shit up.
Controversy.
Yeah. The divorced bearded lady.
So
Charge double.
At the time, Jones quit Barnum's circus and she traveled through Europe with her new husband, William Donovan. So she's like, I've had enough of this Barnum crap. Her new husband unexpectedly passed away in 1899 after only about 4 years of being married. And broke. She was forced to go back to the States and tried to rejoin Barnum's circus. It was here that she started insisting on getting rid of the term freak from the show. So she's like, I want to come back. I want to be part of the show. Can we stop calling me a freak, please? And she's like, it's demeaning to people. It's, it has to change. It's totally derogatory to everybody in the show.
Totally.
Barnum completely ignored that. He's like, you're all freaks. He fired her, and she died from tuberculosis in 1902 at the young age of 37. So she was only, 37. Her appearances in Barnum's circus generated hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars, and that's in 19th century money.
Wow.
And yet she was completely chewed up and spit out by an industry, one that she was basically born into, and one that had never considered her a human being in the first place. Yeah. That's the uplifting story of Annie Jones. Pretty sad stuff. So that's gonna take us to Greg. What are what
What are we drinking?
This morning I had a few coffees, but because it is my actual day off and I do not plan on going into work, no matter if the kids set the place on fire or not, I've had a little bit of brandy as well. E&J VSOP. I know we've talked about VSOP before. I don't exactly remember what it means, but it, in my mind, relates to very delicious.
Yeah, we did. I don't remember what it meant, but maybe I'll stick in a little bit here that
It's like
explains
very
what-
special old something.
VSOP is an aging designation given to cognacs that means very special old pale. The Bureau National Interprofessional de Cognac de blah blah
But anyway, I digress because I'm an adult. Charles.
Me? Well, I'll tell you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking from Bent Stick Brewery. There will be Blood Orange Radler. And it is a tasty, tasty treat. Shall I read you a passage from
please.
The good book of the Bent Stick?
Please do.
Well, hello, summertime. We know what you're thinking. A Radler? I dunno, guys. Well, let us invite you to climb down off of your craft beer high horse and join us in the kiddie pool. There Will Be Blood Orange is a perfect blend of bent stick beer and blood orange juice that has a low ABV and some vitamins to help keep you floating through the afternoon. Grab your boonie hat and pop open the tube of sunscreen. We'll do your back.
Vitamins, it says.
Blood orange, that's right. So it's, not too far off of like
I'm
a
into it.
mimosa
I love
or
blood
something
orange,
like
man.
that.
Yeah. Blood oranges are
I have
good.
like 6 of these to go.
Yeah, man, they are good. They are good.
Perfect for a barbecue, right? Because you can have like 2 and you're not like, whoop, I'm burning everything. Oh, I cut my hand. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Note to self, when barbecues are
and
allowed,
you,
don't
Drew?
let Andrew
You, Drew?
cook while he's drinking.
My hand. Oh.
I cut my hand on the barbecue. Man, what kind of barbecue you using, bud? Andrew, what are you
The
drinking?
Fleischmann's.
What am I drinking? I got some of these sweet little babies from Omen Brewing. So Edmonton Brewery, and I got the Red Harbour Irish Red. I'm a big fan of Irish Reds.
Oh, I
I wish I was drinking
red ales are so good.
Yeah, real good. And it has this nice, it gets a little dark at the end. I'll just read this for you here. This Irish Red has a light caramel malt flavor and mild sweetness that finishes dry with a lightly toasted grain taste. With virtually no hop aroma or bitterness, this beer is extremely easy to drink, even if the world is crashing down around you.
That's pretty good.
I can
That's what
relate.
it said on the can, man. Like, I was like, sold. Take
So
my money.
you had one of these, and you were like, "Oh man, I wish I had another one." See that double header?
That's why.
Nope.
That's why you get the
Nope.
big bucks, Charlie. Just man.
You had me up until that one.
the real punch right there.
Great, right up until there. Yeah.
These are real good, and the one that I wanted to get. I just want to show you guys the name of this here because I was like, that's just. And they didn't have any when I was there. Probably sold out because it's so much fun to say. But the Night Rider, the Roggenbier. Yeah, a German style
It'd be
Rider.
Rogan beer.
Rogan beer, but like Night Rider, like RYE/DER, and it's German. Oh man, just like everything there, and that can just. So I was like,
They have a beer called Claustrophobic.
yeah, black IPA. Oh yeah,
These
have
guys
you
are
never tried
genius.
Omen before?
No,
Oh man, I
Oh,
haven't.
Behave is made
like
with,
you know me. I buy things due to like what you call them and what they look like because I judge right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You're so judgy.
I don't judge. Asterisk.
I when it comes to beers, I do. When it
Yeah,
comes
dude.
to
Don't go
beers.
buy them in sweatpants, all right?
Oh, dude. Can you imagine
Too
how many
late.
people, just saying, how many people go into the liquor store with sweatpants on, Charlie? That's probably Sweatpants Central, like that place and like KFC.
I don't
Cannabis too, man. You have no
Yeah.
idea.
Oh.
put on pants, man.
Well, that's going to take us to ad number 1.
This episode of It's a Conspiracy is brought to you by the Well Endowed podcast by the Edmonton Community Foundation and is hosted by Andrew Paul and Elizabeth Bonnick and is produced by Lisa Pruden. This podcast explores the impact of passionate people who are working to make Edmonton a strong, vibrant city to live in. The Edmonton Community Foundation helps people create endowment funds, and the podcast tells those stories of how those endowments intersect with the community. You can subscribe to the Well Endowed Podcast by checking out their website at thewellendowedpodcast.com. That's thewellendowedpodcast.com.
Wouldn't it be great if we got a sweatpants ad? So good.
Mandela Minute.
Ooh, a Mandela Minute. It has been a while.
It has.
So I'm going to share my screen, and you guys are going to watch.
Minute.
So you guys are like much more older than I am.
Oh,
You know, me being born in what year was I born again, Andrew? I don't remember.
2004.
2004. Oh man, what a young guy I am.
Late 2004.
But so knowledgeable of pop culture and whatnot. So obviously you guys remember Batteries Not Included.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you mind if we watch the trailer for it?
please.
Yeah. You guys see everything that I got going on here?
I can seize it.
I'm gonna plays it. Oh, sorry, Charlie.
The residents of 817 East 8th Street are about to lose everything they have.
What do you mean those tenants are still in there?
Tonight. I'll have them out by tonight.
Nothing in this world can save them. Nothing but a miracle. Steven Spielberg presents a Matthew Robbins film.
An asterisk.
Welcome to America. Spaceships from a very small planet.
Oh, the hamburger guy. I love that guy.
This is history. Machines that reproduce themselves.
I like being a family again. What the hell is that? It's them, the little guys.
I don't know how you got here or why you picked us.
Somebody's helping them. Somebody's bringing them together.
Is that why you're here?
To save the rec center?
Batteries Not Included, starring Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy.
All right.
Brad Bird.
All right. So I hope that brought back some
Oh, yeah.
My heart is warmed.
memories you guys got.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, do you guys remember the sequel? Batteries Still Not Included.
Oh wait.
I would have watched the hell out of that, and it.
No,
is
I'm
not
sure
a
you
thing.
did, man. It happened back in the 80s. Batteries Still Not Included.
Batteries. It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
No,
And so does the rest of the world think so too.
Uh-oh. What?
Unfortunately, everybody who's probably seen this movie once or twice in their life, and if you've ever watched TBS, the Superstation, they used to play it on Saturday mornings for all the young folks out there. There was no sequel.
No sequel.
Batteries Not Included. But there are multiple people, and by multiple, I mean millions on the Reddit verse that say they do remember Batteries Still Not Included, followed the same kind of storyline where they had to save the building one more time. And apparently the movie owners of the world, you know, I'm not going to throw out names like Disney or Fox or anybody else like that, deleted it from our timeline, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It no longer exists in our
my.
timeline.
Damn you, Disney, with your frozen head in a jar. Calling the
Right?
shots still.
This actually created such a problem that it actually crashed Yahoo questions, I believe, back in 2014. I tried to look up the question, but because Yahoo is now getting rid of their questions, they do not have it on there any longer.
How convenient is that?
Right?
A little too
Just
convenient.
thought I'd lay that down there for you guys. So not only did you get to watch an amazing movie back in the day, you got to watch the sequel that you may not remember.
Damn.
Charlie, do you remember a sequel to that?
That
don't
sounds like an
remember-
opinion.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. That's right. You guys gotta wait. But also, I just like to add, like, that movie actually is pretty awesome, and I would definitely,
It's a
I would
classic.
watch it again.
Yeah.
A little guy on the grill getting like the cheese thrown on him, and he's like, "I'm not a hamburger," and they put him in a bun. Like, oh man,
No, but like that one tenant that lives in the apartment building who steals like the one little robot that doesn't work, brings it back to his house and fixes it and brings it back to Mama, and they accept it as one of their own.
Oh,
beautiful!
That just fills my heart right up.
I love it.
Robots. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys.
Dig it.
That is fantastic. I feel like I maybe saw that last time I saw that would be like somebody's like 10th birthday party when I was a kid. Like it'd be about that. Everybody's just eating Pizza Hut and wearing like stupid sunglasses. Yeah. All right. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Charles, subject 3, the Black Archives.
Subject 3, the Black Archives.
During the Second World War II, the Pope Pius XIII, was accused of being a Nazi sympathizer. So for decades now, his critics have accused him of remaining silent during the Holocaust, never really publicly going after Hitler, and then going along with the agenda of some of the Axis leaders, apparently. It is true, it is a matter of public record that Pius did not say anything, particularly when over 1,000 Jews were rounded up in Rome of October in 1943. But the mystery, he didn't say anything publicly, I should say. The mystery lingering is what was said quietly between leaders, like correspondence, stuff like that. And if there actually was an attempt on either side of this issue for him to like share his opinion on it. In 1999, a controversial book called Hitler's Pope was published by the British author, and this is one of the most British names I've ever heard, John Cornwell. This book claimed that Pius, whose real name was Eugenio Pacelli, failed to be gripped with moral outrage by the plight of the Jews and was the ideal pope for Hitler's unspeakable plan. He was Hitler's pun. He was Hitler's pope. In 2009, Pope Benedictus declared that Pius had led a life of heroic Christian virtue, and he declared him a candidate for sainthood. Apparently, he wasn't able to be a saint because you have to perform a miracle. And he's like, I haven't seen him do a miracle, so he's not a saint. This outraged a number of groups and possibly was part of Benedictus's retirement from the papacy. So Benedictus, I'm sure you guys know, he retired. That's something that usually doesn't happen. It's usually meant to be like you die. And
Till death do you part.
To death. So he maybe the outrage over that came back to haunt him a little bit. Benedictus's replacement. That's hard to say. Benedictus. There we go. Let's say Benedict.
Well, his name is Benedict, and then if it was a plural or he owns it, you would just add an S to it.
Benedictus.
Benedict's. Arnold.
Tom Arnold. Okay, Benedict.
Just say Egg Benedict's.
Eggs Benedict replacement, current Pope Francis. That sounds like I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. Has said that Pius led the church during one of the saddest and darkest periods of the 20th century, and that he was confident. So this is Pope Francis now saying this. He was confident that serious and objective historical research will allow the evaluation in the correct light. Comments from both of these leaders have provoked a number of reactions, and prominent groups across the world have demanded to see the archived evidence and possible correspondence between Pius. This has reached the point that Pope Francis allowed the records to be studied. These carefully cataloged notes, like all correspondence for all previous popes, have been held secret in... Charlie?
The Black Archives.
My. The Black Archives. That's...
For the Vatican Library.
Oh, man. So good. That's right. It's part of the Vatican Library. So they're a classic of conspiracy theories and at the center of pretty much anything to do with the Vatican. They are allegedly an enormous vault containing a number of mysterious items and juicy bits throughout the very lengthy history of the Catholic Church. What is categorically true? This is true. St. Peter's Basilica is a gigantic building, probably one of the biggest churches in the world, and there is a massive vault underneath the building, which is called the Secretum. So that's like the Secretum but it's spelled secretum. Secretum. So that's the Black Archive.
I mean, lots of people like to go worship at St. Pete's, right?
Oh, I think it's real big.
Real big.
Real big. The records of Pius will take dozens of scholars years to unravel. He was the Pope for like 20-some years, I think. And there is currently a number of third-party, independent, non-biased researchers working in there right now. This is happening as we speak. This process is under heavy Vatican guard. The researchers aren't given full access to the Black Archives, just the information on Pius. I'm just imagining they're like in a big library, the guards have machine guns, and they're like, you can look from here to here, and if you touch any of these other books, like pep, 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 just don't, stay in your lane. It is a massive step in transparency for the Catholic Church, as this area has traditionally been shrouded in secrecy. So here are 10 things said to be contained within the Black Archives.
Oh, yeah.
So number 1, religious artifacts, the Holy Grail, Noah's Ark, the actual cross Jesus was crucified on, the actual crown of thorns, and maybe even Jesus's actual undegraded body just hanging out in the library. Number 2, the bones of St. Peter.
Look at the bones!
So in 2013, and maybe you guys remember this, Pope Francis, he had like a sheet, and there was a bunch of tiny little bones on it. And he's like, look at these guys, we found some bones. And he presented bones during a service that had been found in a really old shoebox under the basilica. And he presented them at a service, and then he was like, oh, they're going back to the vault. And researchers were like, could we take a look at those? Maybe test them? He's like, back in the vault. Sorry.
Back in the vault.
No touch. No look. And they've asked, researchers have said, like, can we like analyze those? Maybe run a little DNA sample, see who it was. And this is amazing. The actual Vatican stance was, we can't, because there was a curse laid on the tomb of St. Peter 1,000 years ago. And it's like,
mess with the curse.
That's incredible. Like,
I would love to see another political government of some sort be like, yeah, no, we just can't. There's a curse.
So
it's pretty
curse.
Yeah. Oh,
my hands are tied.
Well, you wanted to take a look at the files. Somebody cursed him. Sorry about it.
We were gonna let you, totally gonna let you, but what can we do?
You know, once that happens, you can't move him after that.
Like, I appreciate how logistic you guys are being, but I'm just imagining like the mummy of St. Peter just like just like ripping people apart. So number 3, proof confirming or debunking the existence of Jesus himself. So hard to say what this would be, but the rumors for years have been a manuscript from Emperor Nero and the Apostle Paul, like having a discussion about it. Somebody was writing it down, and that could be one of the things. Or just some kind of, I don't know, just some physical evidence. Number 4. This is amazing. We are definitely going to come back to this one here. This is just a little snippet. So, the Chronovisor. Chronovisor. This is a device.
Whoa. Chrono or chrono?
Chronovisor.
Man, I thought we were going to open up a whole new can of worms.
The Coronavizer. That's like a little hat you wear at the beach. The Coronavisor. The Chronovisor is a device created by the scientists in the 1950s. It's something that you wear like glasses, and it would allow the wearer to see through time.
Woo!
So there was this guy who wrote a book about it. His name is Father Brewing, and he volunteered to use these at one point, and he claims to have seen the crucifixion of Christ and a performance of the lost tragedy Thyestes. Upon the single usage, the church decided the device was too powerful for humans to have, and it was tucked away safely in the archive.
Wait, so you said Father Brewing?
Father Brewing.
Was his first name wasn't Emmett, was it?
Emmett Brewing. Oh.
Marty! I can feed your time, Marty!
Great turn on it.
That's heavy, bro.
The number 5. The third secret of Fatima. Let's just go back to the pronunciation. Fatima. How to pronounce? Oh, this is even the same guy. Okay. All right. We'll get your snuggles ready.
We are looking at how to pronounce this female given name of Arabic origin used throughout the Muslim world. Several relatives of the Islamic prophet Muhammad had the name, including his daughter, And of course, that's one of the most famous one. How do you go about pronouncing it? Fatima. Fatima.
Okay.
It
Very
really
friendly.
makes you wait through the whole video for that, hey?
Really does. It took him 23
also,
seconds.
let me tell you about some other things before I tell you how to say the word Fatima.
So the third secret of Fatima, in Portugal, there were 3 kids who claimed to have seen the Virgin Mary and witnessed a miracle involving the sun. This went out. Everybody was like, oh, there's been a miracle. It involved the sun. Shortly after that, they claimed to have seen not exactly a miracle, but they saw a bunch of demons torturing the souls of soldiers participating in what ended up being World War II. And they were told by like an angel or a voice to warn Russia to consecrate the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Then they had a third vision. And they were like, those kids that keep having these visions, they had another one. And we're not going to tell you what it is until the year 2000. So the Vatican... When this happened, we're like, we'll tell you, but in the year 2000.
Year 2000.
The year 2000 arrives decades later, and the Vatican's like, oh, right. So the prophecy was about that time that somebody tried to shoot Pope John Paul II, which was a really long time ago. And yeah, and everyone's like, what? You made us wait all that time for this? So a number of people were very disappointed in this and claimed that the real third secret is being kept in the archives. Number 6. This one kind of cracks me up. The devil. It has been claimed that the devil himself is incarcerated in the archives. So keep him locked up.
The devil went down to the black archives.
According to famed exorcist Father Gabriel Amorth, this theory
has a scroll to steal.
Yeah, he's
yes. I'm sorry I had to interject, but that was the best next line I had. Yeah.
This famous exorcist, he claims that this theory actually has a lot of evidence, and in his opinion, so we're not commenting on this, but in his opinion, it is related to the scandals and corruption in recent years. So yeah, they just got him in a little jail cell down there. He's like, "Let me out!" running a coffee cup along the bars, like
Snidely Whiplash in old school Bullwinkles. Let me out! I'll get you!
Number 7 is an actual painting of Jesus done during his lifetime. So this, like the Shroud of Turin, would give followers a glimpse into the true humanity of Jesus and put a face to the name. So they'd be like, we have a picture of what he actually looked like, so you can all stop wondering. And he probably wasn't a blue-eyed Italian guy, so we're not ever going to show you. Number 8. Evidence of ancient aliens. Pretty sweet. There are many claims that a number of skulls with elongated heads and enlarged eyes were recovered during renovations at the Vatican in the 90s. So the theory is that aliens from hundreds of years ago were captured and murdered by the people at the Vatican, and then their skulls were kept in a secret chamber, which I feel like there's a really great story there. There's a great...
But that's a story for another time.
Yeah. You just got the vague outline, how did the skulls end there? Where's the rest of their body? Did they just take the heads and put them on spikes outside the...
But you think they built that chair out of nothing?
Number 9.
No one.
So this could be... The great secret is nothing. So the real issue is that the building's vault, which is known as the secretum or secretum, so it's spelt like secret there's a fundamental misunderstanding. The word, I'm just going to say secretum. I don't know how I used to say it. Secretum, it doesn't have anything to do with secrets, and it's actually the Latin word for personal. So the great mystery may be that this always was just a place for the popes to keep their stuff that they tried to get rid of in the garage sale, and nobody wanted it. So they're like, just throw it down there. Number 10.
3.
This is amazing.
Pope's baseball glove.
Number 10, the first airplane. So a Brazilian priest named Bartolomeu Lorenzo de Gusmão, who lived in the 1600s, he designed a machine based on the flight patterns of birds that he claimed enabled him to fly. The theory is that the machine, called the Passarola, much like the Chronovisor, was taken away for giving men such rampant godlike powers. So attached to this theory is also the legend of the Blue Nun, who is a nun that claimed to have invented a machine which enabled her to teleport. And we're going to talk about that in a future episode.
I was going to say, holy crap, man. There's like a season's worth of episode.
Just in like that one gift.
Just that one there. Yeah.
Here we go.
So the teleporting nun we'll talk about, and there's a lot there, but this one I've actually got what they think the blueprint looked like. So this is the Passarola, allegedly the first airplane ever made in the 1600s.
Allegedly. Oh, that looks great.
I know, right? You'd sit in the middle like this and just fly around.
It's an airboat with wings. It's a boat with wings and a bird. Mm-hmm. I love it.
A big bird. And look at that terrifying sun in the corner.
He's so unhappy.
So unhappy.
Stay out of my skies.
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
It doesn't end well.
Yeah, that's the Black Archives.
Woo!
Woo!
Taproot publishes a weekly tech roundup, sharing local headlines and upcoming events to help you stay up to date on what's happening in Edmonton's tech community. It's curated by Emily Rendell Watson. Host of Taproot Edmonton presents Igniting Innovation, a new podcast series about Edmonton's tech innovation scene. Subscribe to the tech roundup for free at taprootedmonton.ca. You can also get an audio version of the tech roundup. Subscribe to the weekly 5-minute podcast at techroundup.taprootedmonton.ca.
All right, so we're in opinion time here.
Opinion time. Opinion time. Hey, everybody, it's opinion time.
Chunks, what was our first theory?
The Hairy Lady. Was it the Hairy Lady?
It was the Hairy Lady. Do you remember her name? Like the nicest name ever.
It was like Julia something?
No, not Julia something.
Julia.
It was Annie.
Get your gun.
Annie Jones.
Annie Jones.
Sounds like your grade 2 teacher in New Brunswick, right?
Miss Annie Jones.
It's Miss Jones.
Why do you have to go to New Brunswick for that?
Sorry,
That's like obviously it's like LeBlanc or something French like that. Like, come on, man.
Are you saying that there's not a single Annie Jones anywhere in the Maritimes?
I haven't met one.
Yeah. Did you really? You've never? I don't know if I've ever met an Annie Jones either. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. All right. Maybe not. There's no Annie Joneses. That's a new theory. Andrew, what was our second theory? It was.
Oh shit! I thought you were asking somebody else.
Did Batteries Not Included have a sequel? And
batteries still not included.
Batteries still not included.
Were there more batteries that were also not included?
And Greg, what was our third theory?
Oh man, the Chamber of Secrets.
Nice. Nice.
But for the Vatican?
You're a wizard.
The Chamber of Secrets? Yeah, that's very much what it is. So, I don't know, like, do you guys, anybody have a feeling on Annie Jones?
Well,
I feel like she could grow a way better beard than 83 of us, and I'm kind of jealous.
A little bit of beard envy in that. It might have been doctored as well. You got to remember that they were performance pieces, but that was a magnificent bit of bearding she was doing there.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Especially at such a young age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what the big leagues are for beards, but like she's in the NHL of.
I think it's called the Beard Leagues.
The Beard Leagues. Yeah. She's pro in the Beard Leagues.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Pretty
I also
sad,
think,
though, right?
I also think that we could probably do at least a whole episode, if not more, about P.T. Barnum's Freak Show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
or P.T. Barnum's Please Don't Call Them Freak Show.
That's a 3-parter right there.
It is, and there's a lot of people there. Like for that, it was like she was good friends with the Lobster Boy, and I looked up a picture of him, and I'm like, oh,
that was the next one that popped into my head.
Yep, the sad story of the Lobster Boy.
So obviously we feel good about.
We don't doubt
Annie Jones. No, it wasn't that doubting that she existed. It's just like really sad. It's like, oh, that's hopefully in 2021.
Good for her for fighting. I mean,
Absolutely.
regular people's rights.
And then
I'm gonna get a T-shirt made that says Annie Jones was right.
Put me down for 3.
It's a political statement right there.
Just careful where you wear that, Charlie. That's all I'm saying. Don't wear that to New Brunswick, or you get your bottle broken on your head.
Who the hell is Annie Jones? Who have you been talking to?
We told you. In terms of the batteries not included, like I said, I don't remember that movie at all, but I would have watched it. Like I remember being like, oh, they should make a sequel. I feel like the first one ends with like they
might return.
Oh, they're gonna come back.
Charlie, since you're a little bit older than I am.
I remember, I don't remember watching it, but the moment you said the name of it, I was like, I feel like I remember this as existing at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
see, I do as well. Like being, born in 2004, as Andrew likes to remind everybody.
Late 2004.
Late 2004. Sorry, in March 2004. Late 2004. No, I feel like I remember it too. Mm-hmm. That's the weird thing. Is like I grew up watching all this old stuff because my brother and sister are like 15, 18 years older than I am. My parents are a little bit on, the senior side. Mm-hmm. I want to say there was definitely a sequel. Whether it was called Batteries Still Not Included, I cannot say. But is it just that like every movie that kind of had a good hit back then had a sequel?
Well, I mean, that's it. And you think like if it didn't have an actual sequel, like you say, what were they doing at the studio? Mm-hmm. Like, what a missed opportunity. Short Circuit had sequels.
Oh, 5 of them.
Yeah. And it definitely sounds like a direct to video name, like Batteries Still Not Included. And
it just sounds like a total 80s thing to do.
Yeah, it really does. Like, let's just milk this thing, and like the effects would be kind of worse, and the robots would be a little crappy, and
yeah.
They just
be
little
malfunctional because they've been on our planet for way too long.
Yeah, just be little wind up toys that they like wind them up before the scene, then put them down, and they're just like, and that's it for the special effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those great B movie like David Hasselhoff would have been in it.
Yeah,
Gary
for
Coleman.
me, I feel like this movie came out around the same time as like Cocoon, and Cocoon had a couple of sequels that nobody likes to think about because
Cocoon 2, Electric Boogaloo,
yeah. But like they had a lot of the same.
Cocoon, right? Like, can we agree on that?
Cocoon, it's Cocoon. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, it does not exist in our timeline. So I guess me and Charlie are in the opposite timeline of Andrew once again.
There we go.
I would have hunted that down. I would have been like, we're going to First Choice Video. I'm going to rent this bad B movie.
I'm going to rent it and then not take it back when it's supposed to be back.
Totally. I won't rewind it before we go back. I'll get the glare.
Did you guys have one of those like rewinder machines that was opposite your VHS?
Oh, man. Come on.
Was it in the shape of a car?
It was a car. It was a race car.
I didn't have the race car one, but that's the coveted. That's the coveted. Artifact.
But that's all it did. It was a unitasker of like the worst kind. Like it just rewinds tape.
It meant you could just watch the other movies you rented faster.
Yeah, it was a big deal at the time because the rewind of VHSs VCRs was a big. It really wore down the machine. So to have a device that just literally that's all it did was a godsend.
One of the things that we definitely should talk about here is the great beta VCR debate, because people are like, oh, beta's better, and it's like
that's a whole episode, bro.
That's a whole episode right there, because I don't think I've ever actually watched. We should round up like a beta machine watch. I don't know,
we're running out of time. We got one more. We got a few more minutes to cover this last subject.
Okay, so the Black Archives, I guess. Charlie, do you want to take a swing at this one?
So we'll call it. It's Papaya's Black Archives.
Papaya's Black Archives.
Papayas. That's what you said his name was, right? Papaya's Black Archives.
Oh, Pius.
Oh, so Pius. I thought you were saying Papaya's Black Archives.
No, not papaya. Pope Pius.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Papaya's Black Archives got a lot of cool secrets in it. I would bet if I was a betting man, I would bet that Papaya's actually had one of those VHS rewinders that was the red race car in it.
Oh, that'd be so amazing.
Ooh.
But I think the funniest thing is that it's just like biggest idea is that it was just bad PR. And they're like, oh God, we just said it was like a locker room for popes. And then Twitter took it crazy. And now there's all kinds of secret shit in here. We're going to get blasted if we don't have secret shit in here. So we just can't tell anybody that. Anything.
We can't say anything.
There's nothing here.
That's why those guards have those machine guns. They're like, don't go looking down the golden hallway of terror.
We will have egg all over our face. So that's just nobody can see any of this shit. It's all too secret. Too secret for you.
But man, if you're running a church that size for like that long, you're gonna have some stuff. You're gonna have
a couple extra Cadbury eggs down there.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're gonna have some skeletons in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the cool things though is like probably since the First World War is the Vatican is like taken and hidden everything that's been lost, like majorly lost from like world wars. One of the bigger ones I think is the Amber Room that was like in the Tsar's castle in Russia, completely disappeared.
And you think they
No,
have
not that I think, but the theory is that the Vatican was just like, hey, you know what? It could be a casualty of war. Why don't you just give it to us? We'll look after it for you. Oh, whoops, we lost it in our library.
Where'd it go?
You know, that secretum room.
Yeah, secretum.
It's in the
secretum. So when you say secretum, it gives me a whole different mental image of like.
It sure does. That's why I didn't want to say
A lot of things are oozing.
Just secrete is not a nice thing to say at all.
Let's go down to the secretum. He said, rubbing his hands together.
But what do you guys think specifically about? Do you think that Pope Pius was a good guy, bad guy? What are you thinking about? Like he was the Pope during Hitler's reign?
So was it ever discovered whether or not he quietly tried to do anything against?
That's what they're looking at. They're looking at all the correspondence, and they're like, we're going to find out whether or not he was like, I hate this guy. Or not. Like scribbled down on a note one time, Hitler sucks. Or
so I mean, I guess the big thing would be because he was never vocal about it. If it came out that he actually had tried to make things better in the good way, then okay, maybe he was just trying to, he's just like, there's a lot of people coming out against Hitler right now, and I don't see it. They're not making any, it's like yelling at people on the internet. No one's going to change anyone's mind, so I'm just going to go back here into my secretum and try to figure out some other quiet ways of changing shit. That's a valid strategy.
It is, and he was like Mussolini would have been like, if you say anything.
Yeah, like off with your head.
A couple of these.
Yeah.
6 months in the hospital or whatever it is. Like, you're going down.
Sudden death.
You're going to need to spend a lot of time in your own secretum.
in the healing chamber in the secretum. Well, alrighty, pals. Wasn't that a grand set of potatoes? Set to bake at 350 for 60 minutes. Left overnight, fried up in the morning for an amazing breakfast. It certainly was. Just filling up the happy holes in your special spots. We do appreciate you swinging by. You can check out all of our past casts and social media stuffs at itsaconspiracypodcast.com. And we will be back later on this month with another fun-filled romp of laughter. So take care.
Happy potatoes.
See you never.
Do you use that potatoes line before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Bye. Asterisk.